The world in debt. How money circles around itself. Every country on Earth owes money. The United States owes more than $38 trillion. Japan? Over $9 trillion. Even wealthy nations like Germany, Saudi Arabia, and China are buried under massive debts. But here's the real question. If everyone owes money, who is everyone paying? The surprising answer? Most of the world's debt is owed to itself. And yet, not everyone benefits from this strange system equally. The birth of debt. To understand how we got here, we have to go back long before credit cards and digital banking, to a time when debt was born out of war. In 1694, England was fighting France and running out of gold. Desperate, the king turned to wealthy merchants for help. In return for their money, they demanded a promise. The government would pay them interest forever, backed by future taxes. That promise became the first government bond, and with it, the modern financial system was born. Back then, empires conquered lands to get gold. Today, they issue bonds to collect interest. Debt turned from a burden into a badge of credibility. A nation that could borrow was seen as strong, trustworthy, and modern. Even the United States used debt to fund its revolution and build its empire. Debt was no longer a source of shame. It became a sign of power. The world of endless IOUs. Fast forward to today. Global debt has exploded to more than $315 trillion. That's nearly 3 times the size of the entire world economy. Every country owes. Every bank lends. Every citizen, through taxes, savings, and pensions, is both a debtor and a creditor. In the US, most of the debt is actually owed to Americans themselves: banks, pension funds, insurance companies, even the Federal Reserve. Only a small slice is owed to foreign governments like Japan or China. But this isn't just an American phenomenon. Japan lends to the US. The US lends to Europe. Europe lends to developing nations, and developing nations lend back to the rich ones. It's a global game of financial hot potato, where the potato is promises. Every nation holds someone else's IOU, and as long as everyone believes in the system, the game goes on. Invisible powers. Behind the scenes sit hedge funds, pension funds, central banks, and giant financial institutions. They control tens of trillions of dollars and quietly shape the world. They decide which nations can borrow cheaply and which ones must pay the price. Lose their confidence, and a country's currency can crash. Its government can crumble, and its people can suffer. But markets decide who survives. Central banks. The creators of money. To 320 central banks don't just manage debt, they create it. When the Federal Reserve or European Central Bank buys government bonds, they literally create new money out of thin air. Every dollar, euro, or yen in your wallet is connected to some form of debt. There's no such thing as debt-free money. The system runs on confidence and trust that governments will keep paying interest. As long as people believe that, the engine keeps turning. But when trust disappears, everything falls apart. When the system breaks, we've seen what happens when the illusion cracks. In 2010, Greece couldn't pay its debts. Borrowing costs skyrocketed. The IMF stepped in, but the rescue came at a price: massive spending cuts, higher taxes, and widespread unemployment. The same story has played out in Argentina, Sri Lanka, and many others. And yet, after every collapse, the system resets. Old debts are replaced with new loans. Governments don't repay debt, they just roll it over. Because here's the irony. Government bonds, the very symbol of debtor, also the safest assets in the world. Banks, pension funds, and insurance companies depend on them. If the US ever paid off all its debt, the global financial system would collapse. Debt isn't a problem to be fixed. It's the heartbeat of capitalism. It's the hidden truth, but not everyone wins from this system. Debt quietly moves money upward from workers and taxpayers to banks and investors. Interest payments flow from the many to the few. Debt has become a bridge linking power, wealth, and control. The line between debtor and creditor has blurred. Debt once meant bondage. Today, it means balance. But if confidence breaks, if people stop believing, the illusion ends. The world will remember the truth. Debt is a promise that can never be fully kept. So the next time you hear about national debt, remember it's not just numbers on a screen. It's a loop of trust, power, and promises that keeps the global economy alive, till it doesn't. If this perspective surprised you, hit subscribe, because we'll keep exploring the hidden truths about money, power, and history.